Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope you're doing really well in this moment in time, and that whenever and wherever you happen to be on this lonely road you're walking, which some people call the spiritual path, I hope that you are able to make the decisions that are right for you, even if they're extremely hard. Sometimes this means letting go of the people that you love dearly, but because they're toxic individuals, you just can't abide. You can't live with them any longer. This is my third episode of this week. My plans originally, of course, were to do my traditional 5 days a week, like I have been doing this entire year 2020, in spite of the pandemic. And I was going to do 5 days next week and then take a break for a couple weeks. And I've made a very hard decision that today is my last day of the season. I will be back though in January. I'm thinking January 11th, if not the 18th, but I have to revamp and revitalize the show because it's going to be a new year. I have to think about the new changes coming that I'm hoping will be wonderful for you guys. And I'm also thinking about basically I have to work. I have zero income. I have not had, except for donations, thank you, Anne and others, but I have not had an income, a steady income that supports me in over 2 months. I've lost my sponsor on Anchor, and I know that they were fudging with my numbers because a couple months ago, my numbers went up to 235 and not one person over. And then all of a sudden it dropped down like the very next day down to 160 people. And the same thing happened just recently. So I've hit an invisible glass ceiling on the internet, apparently. I mean, I have been surreptitiously telling people that listen to PewDiePie about the show. I mean, he does have 10 million subscribers, and the first 5 minutes of every show he does, he has about 180,000 people, 12% of which should be spiritually inclined. As, the statistics, do say that 12% of the population is interested in spirituality. Anyway, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm going to come up with a plan that will allow me to reach a wider audience. If you guys have any ideas, I really need your help in this, because when I start up in January, I want it to be big. I want to grow the show. If you guys have any suggestions or ways I could do it, please let me know. And in the meantime, by the way, I'm still going to be here. You can write to me at mermaidgirl888 on Instagram. Just direct message me and I'll get back to you. And I'll try to put up some pictures. I'm thinking if I could put up some pictures between now and Christmas, y'all know I'm all right. Everything's okay. But I wanted to say it's sometimes you do need to kick out the toxic people in your life. And I don't know. I mean, I've tried to not discuss it too much, but my 18-year-old son, now he's an adult, has been quite abusive towards me and also towards his sister. I mean, his entire life he's been abusive. When he was a little baby, he pulled so much hair out of my daughter's head when she was 2 that we thought she was going to have a bald spot for like a while. And she did for about a year. He came out of the womb like that. I mean, 2 weeks old, I tried to give him a bottle and he slapped it away and gave me a dirty look. 2 weeks old, born with an attitude. He wouldn't let me hold him, wouldn't let me pick him up because I would chant Om or something to calm my daughter, and he got mad at me. And one day I decided to say a Hail Mary on a fluke. I'm not Catholic. I was Catholic for like a couple years in my childhood till I was, 8 years old, and told the church off and told my dad, forget it. He wanted to be a Lutheran, so I'm like, yeah, I'll do that with you. It was boring, but at least it wasn't Catholicism, which I found highly oppressive. But anyway, I said the Hail Mary to my son, and he immediately wanted me to hold him. A couple of years later, he said something about 6 years old, and he said, do you do sex? And he was very judgmental and mean the way he looked at me. And I'm like, well, your father and I are together in that way. Yes, I enjoy it very much. We're in a marriage. And he took an orange and he threw it at my breast as hard as he could. And he left a lump and a bruise. I mean, he's been this way. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I did take him to a doctor and had electrodes stimulating his brain. I did the brainwave therapy with him for months, $269 a month for several months, maybe 3 or 4 months to get him to be better. And he actually is a lot better than he was, but he is, this past 3 weeks, has been abusing me, belittling me at every turn, barking orders at me like a Nazi soldier that he instantly was in a past life. He's been extremely judgmental and abusive, and I don't even know, just calling me every name in the book, and then apologizing that he said the B word because that's sexist, not because he called me anything, but then only because it's a sexist word in general. He even specified, not that I called you that, but because it's a sexist word in general. He literally said that. So, he's had a lot of bad crap happen to him in his life. Every single time something major bad happened to him, it was a direct result of defying me when I said, do not leave the house. I do have a bad feeling something's going to happen. Don't leave the house. Don't go outside after dark. And those are the times he, or don't go out on your beachy moto right now because it is raining and I feel like the road is slippery and it might be hard for people to see you. And he told me to basically go fuck myself. And an hour later, he was hit by a car. I told him, don't go to the restaurant/bar on the Independence Day in Guatemala, son. I don't have a good feeling about you going there. I don't want you to go. And he called me every name in the book. He pushed me. He, told me I was stupid and all kinds of stuff and abused me over and over and over again. I said, fine, 10 minutes. And in those 10 minutes that he went I mean, he like abused me for like an hour until I finally said, okay, fine, just go. I just like, I couldn't take it anymore. And after about an hour, I get a phone call from the restaurant owner. And the restaurant, by the way, was like a block away. And I could see directly into the restaurant from where I was living. So it's not like it was like on the other side of town or something. But he, in that 10 minutes, had his arm broken. Guess he talked back to the wrong drunk, and the guy broke his arm like in half. His arm was hanging, and I had to take him to a series of places, hospitals and doctors and the like, and several ambulances and chicken buses later. It took literally 24 hours to get x-rays and a cast on his arm, and at every stop they gave him morphine. And that's just been my life with my son. I love him with all my heart, I really do, but he's a big fat pain in the ass, and he has been since the day he was born. Even when he was in the womb, I mean, people asked me if I was due any day, and I'd say, no, I'm due in 3 months. And they'd look at me and go, well, are you having triplets or twins, big twins? I'm like, no, one baby. He was enormous. He stretched me out so far, just from the absolute very beginning. I just, I don't even know. It's just, when my daughter left, it broke my heart because I love her so much. And I didn't want her to go, and I begged her to stay. And she said, I'm 18 now, Mom, I'm going to go. And when she was 18 years and 2 months old, she got on a plane for California, and I cried and cried and cried for weeks and days. And I miss her. I miss her so much. And we were close when she left. And she got to this house and the shelter, and they give them counseling, and the counselors have taken the blame your mother approach for everything. And I guess she told them abuse that her brother had done to her as well. And they said it was my fault for not being able to control him. And he has been, ever since his father died, especially out of control for 10 years. As a single mom, I've had to deal with this. He's smart, and when he has his mind screwed on tight and he's directed in a very productive way, he's incredible. He's so intelligent and so sweet. There's days that he's the sweetest person in the world, and then there's days that I just really hope I don't wake up from my sleep. I really hope tonight's the night I die in my sleep. And the fact that I've had a night like that for the past almost month, that I hope I just don't wake up, has been really horrible. It came to a head yesterday when he said to me that he asked me for something, and I had planned, of course, to treat him equally as his sister. Like when I sent her off, I put money in her bank account, and I sent her money on PayPal, and I gave her cash, and I bought her ticket, and I even paid for her first month's rent. And for him, because she already had a place in the shelter, she actually got him a place in the shelter where she's at, and I'm really scared for her. That they might fall into old patterns, but at least there's counselors. There's a lot of people there that will help them work through these issues, which is actually happy for me. I'm glad that somebody will help them from a different perspective. They don't listen to mom. They, just children never listen to their parents when they're that age anyway. So anyway, she found him a place, and she was begging him to come on, I want you to come. And hello, darling. Nolly wants to say hello to everybody. Hello, Knowledge Ravenspell. Did you have fun playing in the water? She's soaking wet, guys. Every morning when the sun is shining on the bathtub, I turn on the water just a little bit so it drips a little bit, and she will sit there for, well, she's been there for about a half hour playing in the water, and now she's soaking wet, and she came to lay in my lap. She's absolutely content. This is how she bathes. She's literally like a little panther. Panthers are the big cats that love to swim, and I think someday I'm going to get brave enough to add a lot of water with the plug in the bathtub and see if she starts to swim. If she loves it, then I know for a fact a beach condo might be in my future if I could find a way to make enough money for that. Because I think that'd be sweet to walk her down to the ocean, and she could look at all the sea anemones and all the crabs and the crazy stuff, and also play in the waves. I think that will be something wonderful for her. Anyway, my daughter found a place in the home. She says, look, you could come to the shelter, and it's nice because it's free rent until they're 26 years old while they improve themselves. They have to be working on themselves. And it's 3 square meals a day, and the people are incredible. It's in the Bay Area, so they're very open-minded and wonderful. And so, except for the fact where they turned my daughter against me, where she and I were close before and suddenly not. Anyway, they'll see his pattern. Hopefully they can fix whatever the hell, is going on there. But he threatened me with something yesterday. I can't honestly remember what it was. He said that, I don't know what he said. He said he's going to do something to me if I don't give him cash money. Enough money when he goes on the airplane. And I had already told him 3 times, I'm going to give you, cash on hand money. I'm giving you my secondary ATM card for the accesses your bank account directly. I'm going to write a note saying it's okay for you. You're authorized to use this card, and I'm going to call the bank and have them give you the money. You can start your own account and get the money out and just have your own bank account away from me. I told him this several times, and he just started threatening me yesterday. And I said, well, that's what he said. He said, because I opened the door, I put something in the way of the door so the cat can't get out, and I opened the door like 3 inches to get something from a neighbor. And it took like all of 30 seconds, and he started screaming at me for like 30 minutes about like acting like I'm a child, and why didn't you take care of the cat? Why didn't you take care of the cat? Which I did. The cat was busy. I knew everything was going to be fine. I have a good sense for these things. And he, like I always had a good sense for, don't go outside tonight. One night I told him I had a bad feeling, and he and his girlfriend were out on a date and witnessed a motorcyclist hit a pedestrian, and they both died right in front of them. He has never listened to me in my intuition. He's told me I was full of crap, that I'm crazy, that nothing I say is real, that I'm a part of a cult. And over I've heard this stuff, and he never, but when his intuition is on, then he says, oh, look, I actually am psychic. You're not, you're a fake, It's like, he doesn't believe in it unless it's for him. And it's just been his thing. I don't know. Is this a Libra thing, you guys? One of you wrote me and said, you know about Libras. Maybe you could tell me if that's a Libra thing, like everything they do is freaking golden and everything you do is not even real, I don't know. But, another time I told him don't go out after dark, and he got shot at by the police in Peru. Like literally every time I said don't do something, he always did it. And he always, I told him to take the tram via and the bus home all the time, or take a taxi if he needs, and he walked and he hurt his foot. Well, anyway, there's that too. But he said it's because he was skipping. He was walking and running and hopping and starting to do parkour on the street in the dark. So obviously. Another time I told him to be careful doing parkour and he split his hand open. Didn't listen to me. Caught his hand on a nail while going really fast. In Colombia. I mean, it's just like every fucking time I told this kid, listen to me. I mean, when he was 8 or 9 years old, he was being very loud and obnoxious and annoying. We had 10 roommates. I was scared they were going to kick us out in the Bay Area. It took me weeks to find this place, and I had to beg them to let us stay there. And he was calling me names, swearing. This household had a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I'm like, no, you need to not, And he wouldn't listen to me, and he's like, I don't give a crap anymore, and is in one of those go F yourself moments. And he said, I don't even have a dad anymore, and I don't care. You're not my dad. You're not the boss of me, type of thing. You're not the boss of me now, and I'm not. You're not so big at all. Never should have let him watch Malcolm in the Middle. Damn it. It's probably my fault. Anyway, I asked God. I said, I'm going to have God watch you. I'm going to tell God, to bring the wrath, your way. Your Father's in heaven, so God is your dad now, and I'm going to have God, Lord over you, literally. And he might have spat in my face that time. He called me the B word again. I think he slapped me or pushed me. He got really nasty with me, and he was about 8 years old, I guess. He was 8. And immediately he went in the other room, angry at me, and he tripped on the carpet and he fell on a dead bee that stung him. Like, every time he has treated me like crap, his karma has come a calling, but big time. And it's just like, why did he not learn from the bee incident? Why didn't he not learn from, the minor incidences? And then just escalated, like with the broken arm and the being hit by a car. And he's still treating me like this. And I'm not doing this. I am a witch. Don't get me wrong, I'm a witch, but I would never wish ill on him ever. But I did ask God a long time ago to help me parent this kid, because he's out of control and he's not listening, and he's never been a listener. He'll ask me a question in 2 sentences, or 2 words into the sentence. He will talk over me to tell me how I'm wrong and I'm stupid and I'm a baby and I'm not an adult. I'm a 52-year-old woman. Why are you not an adult? You have a degree in psychology. You should know the answer to this. And then he'll ask me something that wasn't even my field. My field was human sexuality. And he's like, about children. You took psychology. He's like, no, I'm not a child psychologist. I'm not even a psychologist. I just have a bachelor's, dude. I'm not. Well, you are a counselor. Yes, hypnosis. I help people stop smoking. Do you need to quit smoking? No. So, constantly berating, belittling, goading, and abusing me this past 2-3 weeks. Anyway, so it came to a head yesterday. This is what happened. I remember this now. Okay, so he said, because you opened the door for 2 seconds. And instantly I knew for a fact that the neighbor had taken the wolf dogs into her home and inside her living room. And sometimes they stay with her because it had been raining. So no one was out, no dogs, nothing. So if the cat had run out, I would have grabbed her and she would have been fine. But she didn't, and she couldn't, because I put a cylindrical gas tank that was taller than my waist in front of the door. She would have had to jump up, where I could have grabbed her really fast, because I have extremely fast reflexes. I've always have them. One day I grabbed an apple rolling off the top at the bin at the grocery store, and my kid said that my arm moved so fast he couldn't see my arm. It was a blur, and it scared him. I'm like, I don't know. I'm really fast. I have intensely fast reflexes. It's weird, but little thing I do. I think when he was really little, like 6, he thought I might be part superhero. But he was defying me. Actually, when he was 6 years old, he's defied me once, and he was being really mean, and he was singing really loud, and he was like calling people names, and he was saying bad crap about people in the grocery store. And I'm like, you got to stop. You can't do that. And he's like, what's this? I'm like, don't touch that. He's like, what's this? And I'm like, don't touch that. That doesn't look safe. And it was like the end of a dairy case in the United States, in California. And there was like, there was something, it looked like a coin. He's like, no, it's money. I'm going to get it. I'm like, don't touch it. Don't get it. Don't, please stop. And so, of course, he touched it, and he got electrocuted, and he got a little burn mark from the electricity on the end of his finger. So literally every single freaking time anything bad has ever happened to him, I have warned him first, and he told me to go F myself. And then he got hurt. And he still hasn't made the connection, and I'm like, 18 freaking years of this shit. Anyway, how do you not make the connection? Listen to your mom. She knows what the hell. I know how to warn people about things. It's like what I do. Anyway, he yelled at me, and he yelled at me, and he treated me like I was a 4-year-old child, and he was scolding me for about 30 to 40 minutes yesterday. And then he said, I'm going to find a home for the cat and take your cat away from you because you can't be responsible for her. That's literally what he said. I'm like, well, you could take away the cat and find a new home for her and place her in a new home. And I like, just like that, I could take away your plane ticket because I could just call it a COVID cancel and you won't have a way to leave Ecuador. But I will say you do need to leave my home. And he started screaming, this isn't your house. This isn't your house. This isn't your home. I'm like, well, you don't make it feel like a home. And this is not my house, but I have a lease on this place until April. It's in my name. Your name's not on the lease. You need to leave. I finally stood up to him, and I was brave, and I kicked him to the fucking curb. Because I can't live like this anymore, guys. I can't. When your adult child is still leeching off you and abusing you. Like, if he had been nice to me, I would have let him live at home probably for the rest of his fucking life. If he had been a sweet person to me. If he had been nice. Kindness counts. This is a Virgo thing. If you can't be nice to us, you could fuck right off. And I have been more than patient. He turned 18 2 months ago. So like his sister before him, he's taken the exact same flight route, going to the exact same city, he's going to live with her. She left at the age of 18 months, or 18 years and 2 months, and he's leaving at 18 years and 2 months as well. So I made that big fucking decision. And I've been sad, and I've been worried about being an empty nester. And he had gotten his job, and then he promptly got fired from his job because every time he hurt himself, he called his boss. And I said, he cut himself at home. And I said, okay. And it looked like kind of a bad cut. He's like, I need you to take me to the hospital and give me stitches. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. Maybe 2 stitches. But I'm telling you what, I saw a survivalist show a long time ago. If you just go to the store and get some super glue and super glue it, that it'll be fine. It sounds weird, but it's going to stop the bleeding and it'll be fine. And then your skin grows out and the super glue part falls off and bada boom, bada bing, you're fine. Like if you were stuck in the woods being a survivalist and shit, this is what you do, or you sew yourself, and I don't have the proper equipment to sew you. So, hey, do this. And so he called his boss and told his boss, and he said, I'm going to be about an hour late, but I am coming. And the boss said, why don't you take the whole day off? So he lost 9 hours, 8-9 hours worth of work. And then he hurt himself, with his ankle, and the boss fired him for getting hurt all the time. You can't be in the kitchen if you're going to be so klutzy that you're hurt all the time. That's what he said. That's why he was fired. And I told him, don't call your boss. Don't call your boss. Go get the super glue your finger, and get your ass to work. doesn't listen to me. So it was the greatest place in the world to work until he got fired. And then he's been running the place down for 3 weeks. He's been running me down for 3 weeks. He has been crushing my soul, breaking my heart, and just destroying my psyche. I just don't want to. Mentally, I've just been like, I hope I don't wake up every fucking day. And I wake up with a dread and just a lead weight crushing my heart. That's what it feels like. And my third and fourth chakras are just, I feel fucking oppressed. It's like the weight of the Catholic Church resting on me. It's like his old priest days coupled with his old Nazi days from his past lives. All that energy is just like, it's so heavy. And how can I lead you guys? How can I be a spiritual voice that is lifting you up while I'm going through this crap? That's why I'm taking probably a month off, maybe 3 weeks. I might, come back early. I want to, be a voice that you listen to that helps you in your life. And I'm telling you this because you know what? When you love somebody, even if they're family, if you need to cut the fucking cords, whether they're purse strings and you're giving them money, or apron strings and you're feeding their ass all the time, sometimes you just need to cut the cords and the strings, all of them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not sending them out in the dark, but you know what happened? So anyway, what happened? This is the head that came to, oh my God, I'm embarrassed that I did this, but I'm going to admit it because I don't really believe in having secrets, like dark family secrets, that's when you get in trouble, right? So I'm not proud of this, and I'm really sad this happened, but he said that if I stop his flight, he said, I'm going to take the cat away. I'm like, I said, I'll take your flight away. And then he said, I am going to stay here then if you take away my flight, and I'm going to make sure I spend all of your money. I'm going to steal your bank card and drain your bank account and spend it on all the things I want and take every penny from you, so that I will make sure that when I do leave, I'm leaving you penniless and homeless, which will make me happy. And then he said, I'm also going to break and destroy your internet, box, and your tablet and your laptop, so that you have no way of ever making any more money. And I'm also going to get a baseball bat, and I'm going to crush every light and every window in this place, so that you will be so financially ruined you will not recover, and they will put you in jail, if not kill you. And that's how I'm going to leave you. And he said that, and then he reached across me and he grabbed my tablet and he yanked it out of the wall forcibly. It was plugged in, and the plug flew out of the wall, and the plug flew out of my tablet. And I lunged for it and accidentally stepped on his bad foot. And I told him to give it back, obviously, because I thought at that moment he had been threatening me and he had threatened my livelihood. That's the only way that I'm going to make any money, is classes on Udemy. Hopefully, maybe I'll get a new sponsor next year, as well as with Palfish, I think, and maybe Magic Kids as well, or Magic Ears, because I'm going to be teaching English online, and this is how I get my education as well, is through my tablet. So he threatened everything, and I don't know, I just saw red. That was it. And I've been robbed before, and I go crazy. And he knew that. When someone grabs something of mine that's super valuable, and it's not like I'm like, I need to know social media. No, this is my livelihood. This is how I check my bank account. This is how I do everything, is on my tablet. And he grabbed it away from me right after he said he's going to break it. And I accidentally stepped on his foot in an attempt to grab it from him. And it was horrible. It was horrible. I can't even describe it. I mean, it's like he finally gave it to me and he said, "Are you going to cancel my flight?" I'm like, "Fuck no, I don't want you here. In fact, I need you to leave completely." And so he immediately ran upstairs and told the counselor in the house he's going to be living in that I went crazy out of nowhere and that he needs to get out of here and he doesn't know what to do, that I'm dangerous. I'm the danger. I even grabbed a bottle. I was going to try to somehow put the bottle across his wrist to stop the tendons so he couldn't hold my tablet so I could just grab it, you know. And he thought I was going to hit him in the head, which I wasn't, you know. Otherwise I would have, but obviously I'm not violent. I am just embarrassed as hell that I stood on his foot. It was dark in the room, and I didn't mean to step on his foot. You know, and I apologized later about it, and he said he's not trying to hear that, and he wants to ride that one out like I'm an abuser because I accidentally stepped on his foot. Right after he threatened to cost me tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage to this house. It's not even mine. And he also knows that I want to be an Ecuadorian citizen. And if you owe any citizen money, you cannot become a citizen and they'll deport you when you go to make your bid to be a citizen. And he knows that, and he was using that against me as well. He wants me to owe this landlady money. He wants me to have a bad reputation. The last apartment we left, he busted down the door and broke the door frame and refused to fix it and would not let me have anybody in the house to fix it. And when we left, I mean, that landlord could come after me when I make my bid for citizenship. So it's possible that I could live here for 6 fucking years and do everything right. And at the end, because of my son, I could still lose it all. He had told me 2 months ago that the only reason my daughter is becoming a lawyer is because they have hatched a secret plan to wait until I'm rich and famous so that they can destroy me and everything I stand for and take all my money away from me. And that they've been planning it for a very long time. Plotting together. And it made me completely distrust my relationship with my daughter. Like, maybe she's been plotting against me this whole time. I don't know. She's a Pisces. She's secretive. So all this shit, right? So I contacted her and she said, "No, of course not. I'm a pacifist. Why would I want to waste my time suing you because of my past when I'm living in the present and looking towards my future and trying to make a great life for myself? How could you think that about me? It really hurts." I'm like, I don't know what to think because Virgil's been abusing me for months. And I mean, it's only the past 3 weeks that it escalated so badly, and that now he's an adult and I could A, have him arrested, B, kick him out. You're a man, take care of yourself now. And it's breaking my heart. But you know what? What breaks my heart more is that he's crushing me every day and he sees me faltering under the weight of what he's doing and he's enjoying it. I say I'm going to turn on I'm going to do my show now, and he says okay, and then he blares his music for 6 hours. He bought 2 things that you can charge that will play music, you know, speakers. He went and got a second one so that when the first one ends the battery, he can plug it in and charge it so he can use the second one and spend 6 hours to 8 hours. And then he stops that activity, and he's been coming up here and for 6 to 8 hours yelling at me. And then I have to gather myself and do my show, and he knows that. So I kicked his motherfucking ass to the curb yesterday. And he does not leave, his flight does not leave until the 26th of December, the day after Christmas. And I booked him with somebody I know in Guayaquil, and he leaves on Monday, and he gets to have 12 whole nights. And isn't Hanukkah 12 nights? Anyway, I'm sending him to the house of an Israeli man who is an atheist. So no holiday cheer, and they have a 3-year-old. So whatever, say la fucking V. Bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. It's like two vastly different children in two vastly different situations. Like with my daughter, I was crushed that she was leaving. She took half of my heart when she left. And I feel like I'm going to get half of my heart back when my son leaves. I mean, he makes the house super messy knowing I can't afford a maid, and then says, get a maid, Mom, get a maid, get a maid, get a maid, get a maid, and like constant for hours. He'll say the same thing for hours. And he's been doing this since a little kid, and I hope to God he gets his comeuppance, and it's not going to be from me. Except for he's the hell kicked out. He cannot wait. He's leaving Monday morning. Oh, thank fucking God. I have an angel, guys. There's an angel for this. I literally hired a space angel. Not an outer space angel, but a space angel that would help clear my space from all negativity and toxic people, including my son, and from all negative energy. Like the neighbors talking crap about me and Christmasing at me. I don't mind it. It's like weird. It's like, why are they trying to force? They're angry I'm not their religion, and they're forcing it on me. And I could give a rat's ass less. It only affects me for the 2 days or the 2 hours a day that they turn the light on. That's brighter than the damn sun and lights my whole living room and entire upstairs. It lights it as if the sunlight's coming in. It's that bright. It's insanely bright. I did take a picture. I have not put anything on Instagram. I have been absolutely depressed and sad. The other day, the last episode that I published took 16 hours to upload, and it didn't dawn on me. Remember all the times it took forever to upload? It didn't dawn on me that my son knows I'm uploading a show, and he starts playing a particular video game where he is uploading information to the video game. I didn't realize that, guys, until a couple days ago. I was like, oh my God. My son has been sabotaging my show secretly, surreptitiously, for months. I didn't know. It's taken forever. I mean, he's been out loud, literally loud. And, oh, I know you're going to sit down and do your show, but let me talk to you about your show. And for 90 minutes the other day, told me what's wrong with my show. And then which he didn't even know. He didn't understand. So, and then, oh, well, let's just order dinner now. And then we have to wait. No, I keep changing my order. And then 90 minutes later, we finally order it. An hour later, it finally arrives. An hour later, we're finally done eating. Oh, but let's watch our show together. 4 or 5 hours go by. Okay, it's midnight. Need to start my show now. I've been trying to tell you for 14 hours now. That kind of thing. It's been absolutely, because I am responsible, but with his relentlessness, it's been overwhelming. And this last month has been particularly soul crushing. And I knew it. Part of it is because he's trying to separate from me, and it's hurtful. We had plans, like maybe we could make a lot of money. We could buy some land. I could build a restaurant for him. He could be in his glory, having his restaurant. I already have a chef to run it until he can come back from culinary school in Italy. Like, we had the whole thing planned. It was like we had all these plans, and then he's just like, screw it. I'm blowing this popsicle stand. Like, I got fired from a $2.50 an hour job from which I will never get a raise, ever. His final $98 paycheck, he was so cavalier, and he says, just split it up among the staff. I don't even want your money. That's what he said to the boss. to slap the boss in the face with his, ridiculous invisible gloves. Where do you suppose that $100 you could have used comes from? Yeah, me. Anyway, I gave him $500 and I told him what it's all for. This is to pay for the hostel I set you up in. This is to pay for your food. I gave him, this is, your 2 or 3 weeks that you're trying to get, I don't know, welfare or whatever the hell you're going to get. I don't know. This is, 2 or 3 weeks worth of food and whatnot, or transportation while looking for a job. And that's about it. I gave him more than $1,000 in his banking, and everything else, that's more than fair based on how he's been treating me. I'm not my grandmother, though. Oh, you didn't call me enough. Here's your $5. You know who called me? Chucky. He called me 6 times this year. He got $150. Seriously. I'm not that petty. I gave both my kids $1,000 to start. I've given him almost $1,200, so it's more than fair, especially since I do not have an income and have not had an income in 2 months. I don't give a fuck if anyone says I'm a bad mother anymore. I am unhooking and unraveling all that. I'm kicking him to the curb. I'm getting rid of the toxins in my life. I am starting my New Year's resolution early, baby. And if I can do it with my own son, my only son. Now that my daughter doesn't want to be a son anymore, she decided to be a she or they. I don't, I had no idea it was going to go down like this. I had inklings, but wow. It is what it is, but I wanted to let you know that if I can do it, you can do it. Talk to yourself long and hard before you make a move like this, but if it is the absolute best move, do you know that the days that my son was gone, working 8 or 9 hours, were my happiest days? I started realizing, it's a sad realization to realize that when your children are away from you, you're like, oh, choir of angels. I want that so bad. Every time I wanted a beer or a glass of wine, he would say that I'm an alcoholic and being abusive towards him, and that I'm showing him a bad example. After our fight last night, he says, can we get beer? Now that he's drinking age, he's coming from an 18-year-old drinking age country going to a 21-year-old drinking age country. That's going to be a rude awakening right there. He knows it, but intellectually, but when he literally can't get a hold of beer, he's going to freak out. I'm glad I'm not going to be there to see that, but it's like serious. It's a serious charge. When you're an 18-year-old, you can go to jail for drinking. Like, as an adult, I'm not going to even warn him about that. It's like to warn him is like to curse him, and I'm not cursing him. I'm just trying to help, but whatever. I already got him a job interview. I've been the best pre-empty nester mother I could fucking be, and I'm done. I'm done. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Anyway, if you're an empty nester and you have tips for me, let me know. I'm going to start looking at videos and crying through my bubble baths and my wine, and I could now talk sexy to my ex-boyfriend if I wanna. Oh my God. I haven't dated in 3 years. He's ruined every relationship I've tried to have. Every single one. I'm glad in a way that my twin flame wasn't with me while he was here, because there was just no way. My most beautiful, divine, sacred, amazing relationship. The last thing I need is this little pipsqueak of a son of mine to ruin that. So I kicked him to the curb. You can too. You be strong, be brave, just do it. And don't be like me. I couldn't kick him out for only the last 2 months. And I tried and I tried and I tried. I tried to give him encouragement. I tried to give him hope. I tried to give him love and understanding. And all I got back was just the opposite of all that. I had to do it. So you can do it too. I'm going to go to spaceweather.com. I'm so sorry about doing a 3-show week this week. And this is the end of the season. We will start season 3 in January. And I'm going to do 3 seasons next year, so I could take some more time off in between. I'm going to try to get some books out. I have all the time in the world now. I don't have someone constantly interrupting me, except my own mind. Only my own mind will interrupt me now. Solar wind speed right now. Current wind conditions on the sun. 483.5 kilometers per second. And which means I don't think we have any solar wind coming our way anytime soon. There are no large coronal holes on this Earth side of the sun, so it's kind of a moderate rate of solar wind speed, and because that's what, that determines how fast we get hit by CMEs, which are all affected with, and it affects our DNA and helps us in the ascension and yada, yada, yada. So the Sunspot AR2790 is now quiet. The one that gave us that 4.4 M-class flare. It's finally taking a nap. So just like my kitten. It seems to be posing no further threat for strong flares. So probably by the time it rolls around the other end of the sun and comes back, it might not even be there anymore. It might have already dissipated. The Geminids, the Geminids are coming. Well, I hope that means my beautiful twin flame is on his way. He is a Gemini, after all. But the Geminids are coming. Earth is entering a stream of debris from rock comet 3200 Phaethon, Phaethon. I've never heard of this before. By the way, I'm able to do the show because my son decided to go visit his friends. After he called his counselor to tell on me for stepping on his foot and injuring him more, he actually left the house to go walking around with his friends. I didn't injure him. I know I didn't. It was just like a brief second. I still feel super embarrassed that happened. Oh my God. Anyway, okay, moving right on. I have to forgive myself. See, even when you do something really shitty like that, you have to forgive yourself. I have to forgive him. I even told him last night, I forgive you for all this stuff and for all the abuse. And he just looked at me like I'm the crazy one. I hope to God that if he's this way with other people, that they all point it out to him. Because if he has like 20 or 30 people pointing out he is an abuser, then he's going to start to hear it and know it and see it and go, oh shit, maybe I did crush my sister's spirit. Maybe I did crush my mom's spirit. I mean, I had to talk her off the ledge more times than I could count from wanting to commit suicide because of his mouth. And he doesn't know it. We have recorded him and played it back to him. And then he just grabbed the recorder out of our hands and threatened to break the machine. As opposed to apologizing. Fuck. God, please fix his brain. I don't know what's going on there, but I love him dearly, but I fix his brain. Anyway, I need to stop talking about this. When I come back next season, I'm not going to talk about this at all, by the way, because he's not in my life then. I'm probably going to crush it, make a fuck ton of money, buy a kick-ass beach condo, and not give him the address. I'll meet you in another city. Not give you where I live. Sorry. So sorry. Can't give you the address. So sorry. Sorry. I have to do the Bubble impression. Bubble from Absolutely Fabulous. She used to always say that. I'm so sorry. 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 She mess up big time and just say it like that. Oh my God, so snarky. All right, so Earth is entering stream of debris. Okay, so this is a source of the annual Geminid meteor shower. I didn't know that. Phaethon. Last night, Italy, didn't say Italy at all. NASA's network Got illy on the brain. Last night, NASA's network of all-sky meteor cameras detected 8 Gemini-id fireballs over the USA. And this is a number that will sharply increase in the nights to come. They're expecting, guys, 60 meteors per hour. So while you're out there looking for the Galactic Federation of Light and the spaceships from the Pleiades, the light ships, also make sure that you look out for the 60 meteors per hour coming your way. And the peak's going to be on the 13th and the 14th. The night my son leaves. The 14th will be my first night where I could enjoy a glass of wine while watching the meteor showers. Maybe with my cat on my lanai. All right, so the CME that just was shoved our way. Oh, they were expecting northern lights as far down in South Carolina, but guess what? It's the CME that failed. It was a weak impact. Oh well. No geomagnetic storms. Well, why? Why not? All right, well, let's see. This is kind of too scientific right now. If you want to look, you can look on spaceweather.com for that explanation. There is something really intense, though. There was ice crystals, and there's a gorgeous picture. It's really, really wild. A lot of people saw this, and they said, oh my God, proof of the fifth dimension is here. Ice crystals floating in high clouds are responsible for this picture. They caught the rays of the Canadian sun and bent them in a variety of shapes. There was a 22-degree halo with sun dogs. I guess those are the big, just sections that look like a dog hanging out on the side of the aura of the sun. I don't know. And a circumzenithal arc. I don't even know what that is. It's the first for me, says this guy named Thomas. He spied a supralateral arc, and there was a moment of complete silence that passed as the beauty overwhelmed him. And then an upper tangent arc formed, and oh my God, what a day. Yeah, these intense arcs are incredible. Again, spaceweather.com if you want to look at these. There were 44 fireballs. There's your angel number for the day. It actually means angels are with you, 44. 27 were sporadic, 8 geminids, which we already mentioned, 5 sigma hydrates, and 4 monocerotids. Wow, I've never heard of any of these before. This is NASA's all-sky cameras that caught them over the United States and the all-sky fireball network. The Oulu neutron counts coming out of Oulu, Finland. The cosmic radiation has been high, but it has gone down by 0.8% in the past 48 hours. If you guys want to continue with your interest in space weather, if you continue to have interest at all, if you don't and you don't think this is an interesting section of the show, let me know, because I am revamping for next year. and by revamping, I'm going to give you a hint. I might be vamping as well. I am thinking about, between now and next season, getting in a little better shape and buying a little bit better makeup, and maybe, just maybe, possibly going live on YouTube 5 nights a week. I'm considering it. I'm shy, but I know you can't grow unless you come out of your comfort zone. So I'm going to try to set up a studio here in this apartment. I'm going to try to make money first so I could afford the rent on this place. Otherwise, I might have to get a different place. But I'm going to try to set up just a studio so that I can record, and I have my laptop and my camera and everything. Once I have everything together, fingers crossed, knock on wood, hopefully, I will have all my stuff by Christmas, actually, because Judy said the things are coming, all this stuff I ordered, including my Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas hoodie. I could not resist. Resistance was futile. Anything Hunter S. Thompson or Johnny Depp, they're my Borg. I will join the hive mind. And I will become I will become the president of the freak party if I could. I mean, if you guys have ever read Hunter S. Thompson, you know exactly what I mean. He, instead of the Green Party or the Democratic Party, he started a political party called the Freak Party, where he wanted to legalize drugs for everybody. No more arrests, no matter what. I think I'm going to drop acid on Christmas. If I do, I'm going to do a really wonderful whopper of a show when I come back, telling you guys about my acid trip. If there's any acid in this town, I'm going to find it, and I'll let you guys know what happens with that. Anyway, Schumann Resonance news, let's say. The closest to today that we have for the Schumann Resonance news from heartmath.org is Wednesday at 2300 hour. California was 54 hertz frequency. Hofu, Saudi Arabia, as well as Honolulu were both at 0. Lithuania was at 89. Oops, I did go over this day. Just sorry, guys. I had to vent a little bit, but explain why I kicked my son out of the house. I don't really need an explanation, but I am a Muslim, and we do believe that we should take care of and support our children for the rest of their lives, since we're responsible for their being here. But also the American in me kicked in and said, fuck no, you're 18, you gots to go. You're not contributing to the household. You gotta go. His last paycheck was $200, and he was so excited. He said, Mom, I'm going to pay half the rent this month. I'm a man now. And I said, well, I know you didn't make very much money, honey. That's okay. You don't have to pay half the rent. Just, take care of the little things that you want. Like, food, if you want extra food, or, buy yourself a steak or something. And he said, okay. And he went out the next day and came home with like $14 in his pocket. And the rest had been spent on a brand new custom-made leather jacket, a tattoo. And what else did he buy? Oh, yeah, the loud-ass speaker. They could replace the other speaker when it runs out of battery. I just can't win for losing. All right. All right, so where were we? Okay, so we said about Lithuania being 89 hertz frequency. Alberta, Canada was at 65 hertz frequency on the Schumann Resonance scale. And last one is Northland, New Zealand was 70 hertz frequency. And yesterday, the Schumann Resonance was 20 over at Disclosure News .it, coming out of Italy. And today was 10, was a big number. So, the 11,000 of last week just did not continue this week. Do you think that's it? I don't know. I feel like if that massive flare is supposed to happen on the 21st of December, that all the people are saying, the giant grand flash, I don't know if it's going to happen or not. No, God says it's not. But if it does happen, at least I'll be able to enjoy it, and I'll be able to meditate every day. And I'll finally feel relaxed enough to do yoga and do my Himalayan 5 rights exercises. And maybe I'll put together a series of cat videos with my kitten. She'll be the star. She's laying here with me in a sweet little ball, her fur completely soaking wet still from playing in the bathtub. She's happy. I'm going to teach her how to swim. It'd be so cool to go swimming with her. I need a place with a swimming pool. I don't care where it's at. I just need a swimming pool. I need the cat to be happy. Oh my God. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a good era coming up for me. The next chapter of my life. I'm going to leave it on a positive note. And you can too. You guys, any of you who have anyone, anything, whether it's a person, a job, anything you need to kick to the curb. A new year's coming. A new you is coming. I would get it done before the solstice, and I'm glad I did. I mean, I didn't set out to. I was trying at all costs to hold on to this, just let my son have his time and to figure out what it is to be a man now. What is he going to do as a man? All these things. It really, I was really, really hoping that I could try, but I just, it's like I can't, so. I might try to sneak in a bonus Christmas episode. I might try to do something around Christmas to surprise you guys if I can. But if I can't, I will for sure be back next January. Listen to the Capaboy National Irish School. This might be the last time that we hear from them because I'm going to revamp the whole show for next year. But this, listen to the little tykes and their adorable Irish accents. Oh, I just want to pinch their cheeks. They're so cute. Oh, so cute. Anyway, listen to this wonderful song, jam out for a bit, get in a party mood and dance, and get ready to pray for people around the world that need us. And we'll follow that up with the weekly Weird World News. Right after this. Enjoy.
We can make a difference in our own small way.
Just one small change, we can do that today. Our mind's getting bigger while the world's getting smaller.
But saving the earth's becoming a tall order. From the minute you wake from your nightly nap, you can make little changes like turning off the tap
While brushing your teeth in the bathroom.
You can cycle or walk your way to the classroom.
Cut down the fuel you used to get to school.
Pile in, let's carpool.
In your lunchbox, cut down the plastic. See, these things aren't too drastic.
Spread the word, get vocal.
Make it go global. When buying food, stay local.
Never mind the dishwasher, do it by hand.
But I hate washing up. Ah, come on, it's grand.
Just one small change in the little things we do. We'll show you how, and now it's up to you. It's our future.
It's our earth.
We need to protect it for what it's worth. It's our future.
It's our earth.
We need to protect it for what it's worth. Since we found out the earth was sick,
We knew we had to do something quick. The earth is our family and our friend.
we need to mend it before it ends.
This is our home, so don't destroy it. Everyone should do their bit. Ice caps melting, seas getting high. Homes will be flooded, polar bears will die. The sun's getting hotter, the rain won't fall. I'm afraid we won't survive at all. Recycle the plastic, please, it's free.
You don't want that ending up in the sea. It's like people use this planet as a bin. Pick up your trash, that's where you begin.
Temperature is rising, we are realizing. We must act now, there's no compromising.
Just one small change in the little things we do. We'll show you how, and now it's up to you. It's our future.
It's our earth.
We need to protect it for what it's worth. It's our future.
It's our earth.
We need to protect it for what it's worth. If you cut down flowers and trees, you contribute to the mass extinction of the bees. Think of the creatures that don't have a say. There has to be a better way. There's no higher being to save the earth. We gotta do something before we get hurt.
At school, we know what to do.
But my question is, do you?
Just one small change in the little things we do.
We'll show you how, and now it's up to you. It's our future.
It's our earth.
We need to protect it for what it's worth. It's our future.
It's our earth.
We need to protect it for what it's worth.
Just one small change in the little things we do.
We'll show you how, and now it's up to you. It's our future.
It's our earth.
We need to protect it for what it's worth. It's our future.
It's our earth.
We need to protect it for what it's worth.
right, guys, we just had some weather. Whoo boy, really intense thunder that rolled across the sky from one end of the horizon to the other. And then we had big droplets of rain that made a very loud sound. The rain is not over. You might be able to hear it in the background as I get into the news. We haven't had any hail today. The other day we did. We've been having massive storms every day, but today is one of the bigger ones. Maybe not the biggest, but lots and lots and lots of lightning. The sky's super dark right now, and the lightning is lighting it up like the sunshine. And I just saw something about, I would have to say 3.5 feet tall, peering at me from inside the bathroom. And then it disappeared. That was weird. I just saw like a hand kind of come out, kind of like a little kid shining around, but it almost looked like an alien shape. Is there someone here with me? Oh, God's saying yes. Ooh, now I'm getting the chills. Why does this happen on my show all the time? Is there anything I can do? Can I help you? Are you coming from another planet? You want to talk? Okay, here we go. This is not what I signed up for today. But do you have a message for humanity? And are you like, you're not from the typical gray aliens, are you? You're not a Zeta. You're not. He says, no, we come in peace. We're from a good place. All right. So is your ET race someone that we would have heard of? No, I don't think so. We're kind of shy. Okay. I see you in my mind's eye. You're kind of about 3.5 feet tall, and you have white skin, yeah, and big blue eyes, but shaped like a typical gray alien in head. And he says, yep, that's us. So are you him or her? Oh, you're her. Okay. You're not a boy, you're a girl or man. And you're grown? Wow, grown man. All right, cool. All right. So he's giving us a warning. Humans need to be careful. Are you saying about wearing masks? I almost expected a COVID-19 commercial here. All right. Okay, so what's happening like with the sun? And there's going to be a flash event. And is this people are predicting this? I don't know if they're psychic or just because I read it in a few books. But we have been getting flash events. He's saying to wear sunglasses when you're outside, and it's too bad we don't have lead houses, right? Okay, so a lot of radiation's coming our way. And he says he's projecting himself here from his home planet. It affected your planet. And what happened? A lot of radiation sickness, he's saying. He says, watch for radiation sickness and whatever your cure or help for that is. Do you know how long it's going to take to get here? I mean, you could travel here in a heartbeat with astral projection, which is what you're doing. But as far as the light itself, it's obviously traveling at the speed of light. Is it going to take more than a year to get here? No, And he's saying, is it going to take more than a couple weeks? More than a couple months? Is it going to take a month? He says he estimates it's going to be here in about a month. To take cover, when it gets very bright outside, don't go outside. And watch out for radiation sickness. Is there anything else? Thank you so much. Will you come and visit us again, maybe next year, in a month after this is hit, maybe, and we could talk about it? Great, thank you. So sweet. It's our friendly neighbor from across the universe. Did you go? Yeah, he already left. Or she already left. That was really strange. Is there anyone else in here? I just feel like there's more beings in here. Okay, I hope they're not spiders. My baby kitten is here with her little paws on me, and she's cuddling. She had a good day because she didn't have to ask to be fed, and I did feed her, and I washed her with the baby wipe. I asked her veterinarian if that was safe for her, if I wipe her down with a baby wipe every now and again. And she got to play in the rain, she got to play in the bathtub, and she got baby wiped down, and she's so happy. Okay. So, is there anyone else here? Okay, good. Well, that was super strange and unexpected. I don't know. I guess because I'm just receptive to some of this stuff. So you guys watch out for radiation. By the way, what I know, and you got to do your own research on this, what I know about radiation sickness is you get kind of like problems with your skin on the inside of your mouth. My son was telling me the other day that's a lot like COVID-19 symptoms, actually, and he's worried about the 5G network situation at the same time as the COVID thing, but feeling very nauseated, unalert, the opposite of alert. And I know that someone told me if you eat iodine, droplets of iodine, a couple drops under the tongue or in a glass of water, so under the tongue with a water chaser or in a glass of water, that will help to restore the balance to your body after you have been radiated. I ate radiated tuna after the Japanese disaster when we were in Mexico. We ate a couple cans of tuna and we were like, ooh, we feel the radiation sickness. If it's really bad, you might get rashes on your skin. It might look like little bubbles on your skin if it's super, super bad, but hopefully this won't be as bad as this being was saying. I feel like just be on alert for it and do your own research on it. Anyway, all right, let's get into the Watchers news. And we're going to start from last Friday until today. So last Friday, there was a powerful nor'easter to roll up the northeastern seaboard and impact the region with a number of hazards. So that probably happened last weekend. Hopefully everyone's okay. In Chile, in Tarapacá, there was a 6.1 magnitude earthquake that hit. I wonder if we went back and looked at all the different... I mean, it's too bad we don't have Schumann Resonance for that area, and also if we put it with the space weather, radiation coming down, how much radiation is hitting Chile, as well as the solar storms, solar winds, coronal mass ejections. If we put it all together for every place that there's an earthquake, I bet there's going to be some sort of a correlation. Anyway, I mean, I didn't put all that together yet, but I wonder if we go back, what was happening, Anyway, the alert level for dangerous Pele volcano has been raised to yellow in Martinique, so be careful if you live in Martinique. So far, we don't have anyone to pray for. Maybe the people in Chile. I guess the people will send sunshine to the northeastern seaboard in the United States and just calm energy to Chile. And I don't know. We don't want to give calm energy to people who might become on high alert soon because you don't want them to feel complacent. So we'll just pray for the people of Martinique that they remain safe. Third eruption of the year starts at Piton de la Fournaise volcano in Reunion. Let's send those people health and well-being energy. I don't know if you guys heard that. I just heard a big rumbling. Oh, that might just be more thunder. It's intense, man. Okay, historic hailstorm hits Beirut, Lebanon. So let's send sunshine to Lebanon. Unusually large tornado, like tomato, no, tornado, sorry. Unusually large tornado hits Sakaka in Saudi Arabia. I have never heard of this place, Sakaka, literally Sakaka. If I am pronouncing it wrong and you're Saudi, I'm sorry. Asaf, that's how you say sorry in Arabic. Asaf. Unusually large tornado hit Sakaka in Saudi Arabia, one of the largest ever documented in the country. That's a massively angry Jan. The angry ones that go in giant columns, they travel in a whirlwind, literally, across the desert. That is the legend in Saudi Arabia. which I happen to be extremely fond of. I love this legend. If you guys haven't seen Jinn, by the way, the TV show coming out of Jordan, it's really interesting, and I really love it, and I hope to God that the old fuddy-duddy people there haven't shut it down. They were angry because these children in their teenage years kissed each other and showed their arms, and the women, or girls in their opinion, showed their hair. And that's just not being modest enough, and they don't like the way it is portraying the people of Jordan. We know that older people are conservative. We also know that the guy who is the president of Jordan went to school in Boston, and he's kind of Americanized himself and wants to bring his country up to date a little bit, and he has laxed the laws a bit, and people in the older generations are not having it. They're not happy. So, well, you can go see Jinn on Netflix. It's one of my favorite shows, by the way. They should actually, honestly, Netflix, they should be one of my sponsors, because I watch more than I ought to. I know as soon as my son goes, I'm going to just be totally into my work. And I've already been writing. I've been writing. I almost said been written. I've been writing Udemy class after Udemy class. I have, I think at last count was something like 60 classes that I'm getting ready to write for next year. I have my entire 2021 mapped out for what I want to do class-wise. And I'm getting ready to revamp the show and just revitalize my life, myself, and go in the direction of my dreams before they fall and collapse at the seams. Hopefully they won't. Hopefully everything will be fine with the coronavirus vaccine and everything. And my cat and I will be able to live fat and happy on the beach. We won't be fat if we're on the beach. We'll be walking everywhere. She's been sleeping with her new leather harness that has a skull and crossbones on it. She's getting used to the idea of just having it around, and I put it on her back and tell her it'll keep her warm sometimes. Well, the day she decides not to shake it off will be the day I'll start to inch towards. It takes 8 months to get a cat to walk on a leash. 8 months! It's a very long process. But I'd love to strap on her little badass leather jacket and walk her down the Malecon at the beach. I think she would absolutely adore that. Anyway, let's get back to this. The powerful nor'easter in New England knocked out power to 250,000 people. So more power to them, literally. Let's send them energy of power being restored and sunshine. I don't know what to do about the thing in Saudi Arabia. You don't really need to pray about that. That's just a Jan angrily going across, the desert. Well, this next story also requires prayers and sunshine to be sent to Thailand. Oh my gosh, the death toll climbs to 24 people, and over 555,000 homes were affected in southern Thailand's worst floods in 50 years. Wow. So let's send sunshine to Thailand. 555, by the way, there's an angel number, maybe. If you see it more than once, then that's one for you. I'm sorry, it's in this sad article, though. So anyway, let's pray for the families who lost loved ones and send sunshine and love to Thailand today. Major winter storm buries parts of the Alps. Under more than 3 meters of snow. To those of us that don't know what the hell a meter is, like me, that's 10 feet. Wow. Major winter storm in Europe. Wow. So parts of the Alps got 10 feet of snow in this past week. So let's, we don't need to send sunshine, right? Everyone knows how to handle snow in that part of the world, and it's good for skiing. So let's just let it be and pray that everybody stays safe and warm. Long duration C7.4 flare produces an asymmetric full halo coronal mass ejection, and the impact was expected on the 9th, which was 2 days ago. And it did hit. Remember, they were saying it was going to be huge, but it didn't hit the way we thought it would. So I guess that's okay. Hey. Newly discovered asteroid 2020 XK1 flew past Earth at just 0.05 lunar distances. My son was telling me that we don't really have the ability to see all the things that fly at us. I don't know why. It seems like it'd be super easy. I mean, people on the International Space Station, you think they've got, well, a outer space bird's eye view. You would think that they'd be like, hey, incoming. But apparently it's extremely hard to see. I mean, I don't know. What would we do if we even knew one was coming? I mean, we've seen the movies, Asteroid and Deep Impact. I mean, some of my favorite movies, by the way. I love disaster movies. Man against nature and humans banding together and realizing we love each other. Let's put our petty differences aside. Ugh. I hate that it takes, something massive. But it's a common theme on the planet. But all right. And in some cases... in some cases, things like coronavirus and being cooped up inside for 9 months makes people do crazy things and kick their son out. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, baby. So I never want to see you again. I'm just kidding. I didn't tell my kid that, but I just said, you can't live here anymore. And then I told him later that I loved him, and I do. I just love him more over there. I'll be over here for him, and he could be over there for me. All right. There was a cold snap in Australia in the southeastern part, and it brought unseasonable snow. Just to some parts, it looks kind of beautiful. If they need sunshine, I don't know. Let's send them love and also help give them the energy of being safe and warm in just in case. I've met a lot of people from Australia, and I gotta say, there's some of the sweetest people, at least the men from Australia, even if they've got a wild and crazy sense of humor, they're very polite. At least the men I met, I don't know. And I have met some women from Australia that I don't know. I mean, it's mixed. Some have been very sweet and others just foul-mouthed, loud and obnoxious and hitting on my boyfriend. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing or maybe it's just that particular group of friends, but there's like a lot of rowdiness there. Anyway, let's see. 18 people have died after heavy rains cause severe flooding in, I think it says DRC. I know DR is Dominican Republic. I don't know what DRC is. Democratic Republic of China? Okay, let me see. I hate when they do this because I never know where these cities are. There we go. Boom. I was close. The Democratic Republic of Congo. I was close. Not geographically close, but close in words. By letters, but not by location at all. Anyway, this is no laughing matter. Deadly flooding has been caused in Mbanza, Ngungu, and 18 people have died, and I think we should send them a lot of love and light, and speaking of light, lots of sunshine, because that's crazy. There's been a lot of these, just tons of rain, then followed by flooding. There's always a lot of stuff coming. Lately, I don't know. Let's see here. I got to load more articles and see what's up. 2 months worth of rain in a few hours, floods in Iran, and 7 people died there. So let's send them sunshine and love. Iranians are not, the Persian people are not having a really good time lately. In the past year, we've reported a lot of stuff going on over there. And my good friend, he says he makes, I think he said $100 a month, $1,200 a year. And I told him that, because he says, I'll send you money. How much money do you need? And I told him I need about $1,200 a month to live. And he goes, oh my God. I'm like, what? And he goes, that's how much. He's like, that's how much I make in a whole year. And he was shocked. And I'm like, oh, I thought you'd be shocked in the other way. That's not much money. I mean, $1,200 will get you a studio apartment in California, you know. It's like everything's relative. I mean, $1,200 for me, that means freedom of movement. I get to go away on the weekends. It means I get to pay for my fancy rent at my fancy townhome and eat out a lot, or at least have it delivered, as well as pay for all my bills and my groceries and all, you know, Netflix and whatnot. So, I mean, for me, it's not a lot of money. Yeah, I'm going to have to work my butt off for it, maybe. But, you know, teaching English, but everything is relative. But in Iran, they don't have the best of leadership in their government right now. I just to send them all kinds of love on every level to the Persian people. Persian people I met have been super lovely, and my heart goes out to them quite a bit. A CME impact was detected. It was a strong geomagnetic storm watch that remains, but now the confidence in it is diminishing. So that's like the second one this week. It was a G3. And it's not, you know, it didn't hit the way they thought it would. So that was like a few days ago. So on December 10th, yesterday, I guess, increased activity continues at Sakurajima volcano in Japan. So I hope they're on alert. Let's send them love and light and easy, clear, free breathing. Hopefully they're all wearing a mask, which does help with that volcanic ash, by the way. I should know I live next to a volcano myself, and the Sangay is always giving off. Well, if you guys haven't heard, I did channel the two spirits that inhabit the Sangay volcano, and I had no idea that it was two. So that was a very interesting show when I channeled the volcano there. All right, there was a strong 6.1 earthquake that hit near Yilan, Taiwan. I don't know if it affected anybody, but let's send them love and light and calm energy, because, I mean, that always puts you in a PTSD scenario if you have PTSD. I mean, I lived through a massive earthquake, and every time the ground rumbles a little bit, I bristle up, and I can't calm down for hours, sometimes days. Depends on how strong the earthquake is. I end up being on high alert for a while. Now, this is interesting. In Australia, more than 200,000 lightning strikes caused major damage and outages across the Mackay region. And this is a beautiful picture. It's like the lightning is hot pink, electric pink. It's like the 80s. It's like something you'd see in a movie in the 1980s. All right, so I don't know. Let's send love and light and actual rain, or just plain old-fashioned sunshine to Australia. That's crazy. 200,000 lightning strikes. Now, the last time this happened, a volcano erupted when there was, tons of lightning strikes. Remember that? In New Zealand. So I wonder if there's not a volcano over there. Mark my words, if it erupts. Oh my God, oh my God. Okay, no, this isn't. Okay, never mind. I'm like, the very next article talks about volcanoes, and it says Alaskan. For a minute, I thought it said Australian. Whew. Okay. 6 Alaskan volcanoes might be part of one massive supervolcano. I did report that a few days ago. I was on top of that one. That's crazy. Can you imagine if it's a bigger supervolcano than the one in the dead center of the United States? God put I'm not going to call it a reset button, but it's like a self-destruct button, or several self-destruct buttons on the planet. They're called supervolcanoes. Oh, that's quite scary. There was new activity and unrest reported for 5 volcanoes this week. And during this same period, ongoing activity was reported for 14 volcanoes. So let's see what's going on. The new 5 volcanoes that have decided to pop off this week. One in Indonesia, Luotolo. In New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, Manam has been popping off its top. Merapi, Central Java in Indonesia. Piton de la Fournaise, Reunion Island in France. Oh, well, see, I had no idea where that was. I was ignorant, but I was going to kind of just like gloss it over because I'm like, why do they say Reunion? What the hell? It's Reunion Island, I think. Yeah, it is. It says island here in France. Telica, Nicaragua. I didn't even know that existed. I like that name, Telica. So cute. So, all right, so new volcanoes going off. And so what'd they say? So 15 plus 5 is 20. That's about normal. If there's more than 21, then it's higher activity than usual. There's usually 20 to 21 volcanoes doing their thing, just doing their thing, just hanging out every day. There should be 20 to 21. Usually when there's less, I get a little nervous. Like, wait, if there's only 10 going off right now, something's fishy. Something smells in the state of Denmark. All right. There was a 6.0 earthquake registered south of the Kermatic Islands in New Zealand. So, all right. I don't know what to do about that other than send love and calm energy. Large storm to track across the United States, bringing severe thunderstorms, rain, and snow, because that's what they need, right? Oh my gosh. Well, let's send sunshine and love to the United States. Elevated seismicity in Mauna Loa volcano in Hawaii. I gotta admit, I love their macadamia nuts that grow over there in Mauna Loa. Some of the best there are. Elevated seismicity. If you live in Mauna Loa area of Hawaii, just be prepared. There might be a bigger earthquake coming. There might be a forerunner to volcanic activity. So let's just send love and calm energy to Hawaii. A 2020 Geminid meteor shower will be peaking on the 14th during a total solar eclipse, by the way. Rare earthquakes detected. And by the way, this solar eclipse, I wanted to tell you, it's going to be hitting right about the time my son lands in Guayaquil to live his next 12 days as a grown man by himself during the Christmas season. If he'd been kind to me, I would have said, just stay, just stay. Everything would be great. I was going to try to give him an airplane from Cuenca to Guayaquil, but they did announce that on the 20th of December, they're closing back down the whole country of Ecuador because of coronavirus. So yeah, there's that. I hope that, and by the way, there was 3,000 deaths for the first time in the United States in one day due to coronavirus. I don't care if you think it's man-made in a lab and part of a big elaborate conspiracy theory, or if you think it's because a man ate a bat. Doesn't matter how it started, really. I mean, it kind of does if someone started it and let it out. I think that might be the case, but regardless of how it got out, it's real. It's out and it's real. It's real. So please, please, please wear a mask. Use hand sanitizer. Spray everything that comes in your home with 70% rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle. My son has gone through like 5 or 6 spray bottles. I don't know how he loses them in the house. Like literally they don't exist anymore. He takes them out or something and drops them off somewhere. I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, he started using his Hugo Boss cologne spray bottle, and he pours it actually makes the house smell not half bad. I hate the smell of alcohol. Breathing it in gives me muscle cramps for days. It's absolutely horrendous. So, keep your ventilation going. Keep your windows open if you can. Just be careful, guys, and have a safe Hanukkah, and happy Hanukkah to my Jewish friends because that just started. And also, Merry Christmas, by the way, before we get too far into this. I love you all, regardless of where you come from, what you believe, even if you're an atheist. I love you. I love all of you. Thank you for listening to the show. I appreciate all of you. So anyway, Geminid meteor showers happening during the solar eclipse. The total solar eclipse will be seen from Chile, and it'll only be a partial eclipse up here in Ecuador. So if you are in probably New Zealand and Australia, I don't think you'll get to see it because it'll be happening when the sun's on this side of the globe. On my side of the globe right here. the low half of the globe, I guess, as they say. And the northern hemisphere will not see it at all. But you can see it if you wish. Just go look it up. Solar eclipse on YouTube. A lot of people go down to the Atacama Desert in Chile, and this year people aren't traveling because of coronavirus. They're getting ready to impose a lot more restrictions here in Cuenca, where I live, again. I said that and the thunder just was so loud. Oh my God. My stairs are soaking wet. There's a leak. The landlady said, I can't do anything about it unless you send me a video and pictures. And I sent her tons, and she literally did not get back to me. And it's been months. Like, you're going to lose your house. You're going to lose not while I'm living here. It's going to take a couple more years before the roof collapses and caves in. I mean, I told her about it. It's moldy. I mean, there's pictures of it. It's like obvious. But every day, like when this happens, if I'm trapped in my room when this happens on the 3rd floor, I've got to take, and there's no railing, so if I slip and fall, I mean, that could just be the end of it, right? Oh, choir of angels. Oh, damn it. I did it again. I need to make it to 84 years old, damn it. Then I will never have to come back to this godforsaken place. I'm just kidding. I love this planet. It's much happier when I'm around people that treat me nice. And my cat, by the way, when my son's gone for hours like this, now she's very sweet and very loving. She's very cuddly with me. Her personality changes around him too. She knows his energy is chaotic and frenetic. Anyway, but yeah, I have to lay down on my bedroom floor, hovering over the stairs, and I have to wipe down the stairs before I can walk on them because they're very slippery. I love this Death Trap townhome. That could be the name. That could be the name of like a Halloween time of year type of sitcom. Death Trap Townhome. Da 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 da. Come into our home. Death Trap Townhome. Yeah. I mean, this place, if you are a safety inspector for OSHA, is that right? OSHA, I'm sorry, not the dead, not the dead spiritual narcissist. OSHA, Occupational Safety Hazard Association, OSHA. If you are an inspector for OSHA and a Virgo, this place would drive you out of your frickin' mind. I'm actually sitting on my bed in my room right now, not too far, just feet away from where a man actually killed himself. He actually hung himself on one of the many cables for cable TV. I don't know if that was a commentary or not. Maybe there was nothing to watch. I don't know. I'm literally sitting feet away from where he did this. And I mean, out of this townhome, I mean, there's like probably 20 cables in my room. I don't know which one it is. Did they remove the one that he killed himself with? It's so creepy. Death Trap Townhome. All right, let's get back to the news. Rare earthquakes detected near Mount Taranaki. Taranaki. I don't know. Do you roll the R? I do. Ooh. Taranaki, New Zealand. Rare earthquakes detected near Mount Taranaki. I gotta be honest with you guys. Mount Taranaki to me looks a lot like a volcano. I mean, is it? It must be. I would be careful if I was you and you lived there. But I think that's the last. Yeah, that is. That's pretty cool. That was the very last of the news for Watchers.news. All right. So we got about 25 minutes or so to get into the crazy news stories of the day. All right, I just had to look. I was at 34 minutes and 55 seconds. There you go. Angel numbers again. That's always fun. I love that. All right. Oh, goodness. Okay, here we go. Yeah, watchers.news if you want to look. I'm going to be gone for the next month, guys. I'm not going to catch you up. For season 3, we're going to just start for that week, and that's it. So if you want to know what's going on around the world and who you want to pray for, go out of your way to look up watchers.news. You can see for yourself what's happening around the world every single day. It's all about the earth changes, not really about, political stuff. So if you're tired of the political stuff and you give a crap about the earth and what's going on with Mother Earth Gaia, and you want to see, and especially if you're empath, if you are an empath that is sensitive to the energies of the earth and the energies of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people suffering, and you're like, why do I feel so crappy today? Look it up on watchers.news. If you see 500,000 people were just affected and lost their homes due to a flood, you're going to go, oh my God, that must be why, and send them energy and love and light, and then let it go, because you know that the energy doesn't come from you. Just ask for it to be transformed. Maybe you're meant to pray for people. If this happens, a lot of people are sensitive. So if this is you, it's very possible that, maybe that's one of your life purposes, right? Okay. My cat is so adorable. She's stretched out in a very long, skinny black line across my bed. She's so little and her tail's getting so fluffy. I'm going to have to take pictures soon. She hasn't been this relaxed and around me, in weeks, actually. And I bought her cat carrier. Pets hate their carriers. She's been hopping in the carrier to relax and cuddling with the dress I bought her, which, I put it on her and she took it off. And I said, I'm not going to force it. You can use it as a pillow. And she did. She grabbed it by the end of her claw. She clawed it and slowly pulled it in the carrier, and she usually lays on it. I'm gonna have to go buy her a baby blanket to go with it, and now she's just cuddling with Mama. I love that. She's happy. She's very relaxed and happy. So that's a familiar report. Okay, here we go. Let's see, where are we? Okay, I'm going to metro.co.uk. They always have some odd stories. We haven't looked at them for a minute. Man's pet geese comes with him to the pub wearing special nappies. Did we talk about this before? The Bachelor and his birds, Norbert and Beep, 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 are regularly seen on walks around Leeds. Well, that's super cute. Oh my God, these pet geese are enormous. I don't know, have you guys ever touched a goose? It sounds weird. I don't mean have you ever goosed a goose. Have you ever touched or pet a geese? They're so soft. They're like mink or cashmere. There's no way that they look that soft, but they are really soft. They're strange. So he shows them him stroking his geese. It sounds so weird. Anyway, there it is. If you want to check it out on metro.co.uk. Let's get to the next headline. Fraudsters conjure up a fake genie to get a doctor to pay £72,000 for Aladdin's lamp. Oh, he went to the police, though, when the genie failed to appear after he rubbed the lamp. Oh, good God. I shouldn't laugh. I really shouldn't laugh at this. Speaking of jinn, I have bought genies. I have bought rings that have a jinn attached. But I always contact via telepathy the genie and say, am I a good match for you? Do you want to work with me? If you want to be free, I will buy the ring and I will set you free. Every single time before I even make my first bid. It's just the way to do it. You got to be loving with the jinn, and they're misunderstood people. They're made of fire. So, by the way, speaking of, don't ever, if you have a jinn ring, don't ever immerse it in water, because that is disrespectful to a fire being. Anyway, I might have to do a whole thing about jinn. I did one about haunted jewelry. If you haven't heard about it, it's from my first season. So yeah, you gotta use telepathy before, because there are some fraudsters out there. Anyway, a train saved from disaster by the giant whale after crashing through the barrier at the end of the track. We talked about this one last year. That was on another website. Let's see. Pilots use their jet to draw a penis in the sky in support of a masturbating footballer. The phallic-like flight path was allegedly a protest over the treatment of Russia's suspended captain. I guess he got caught masturbating. Talk about getting caught with your pants down. Oh, gosh. Yeah, wow. I mean, don't masturbate in public. You don't get caught. He doesn't need to be suspended. Just told that he needs to wear suspenders. I mean, oh, goodness. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, all right. There was an egg fight at Tesco after a woman was told to shush for Remembrance Sunday silence. I guess the customers were observing a 2-minute silence to mark Remembrance Sunday. I'm going to go to this one. What is Remembrance Sunday? Do you guys know? Is this a thing? This must be, obviously, in the UK, a thing. Is it? Okay, we're going to find out. While the rest of the supermarket in Middlesbrough came to a standstill, one woman continued to shop and talk. She was told to shh, shh, shh. She must have thought it was a librarian convention. While other customers observed the silence in honor of fallen servicemen and women. Yeah, you should shut the hell up. Just take a few minutes. However, she took umbrage to this. Never heard of that word. I just feel like an idiot sometimes when I read these articles. I can't pronounce things. I don't know what countries are called by their initials. I don't know where they're located. I do learn a lot, though, so there's that. A witness said we were all stood still observing the 2 minutes of silence when we heard lots of screaming and shouting. Everyone was looking at each other, and we were like, what's going on? I heard someone shout, "You've disrespected my mother." She added that there were smashed eggs all over the floor of the Tesco Extra, which I'm assuming is it's obviously a grocery store. Because where else would she randomly get eggs? A police spokeswoman said, or I just added the word whoa, a police spokesman, it said, following a verbal altercation report. It's just like it's a UK Karen. She involves a man and a woman and 2 women, and a man allegedly assaulted the 2 women. Witnesses are being asked to contact police. My tongue on this story started to itch. I don't know what that means, but maybe I'm surrounded by mold again. Oh my God. Or I just don't. Allergic to the story. Smashing eggs. I mean, oh my God. Why can't people just be fucking kind? Just be damn respectful. You don't have to like the military or war. I don't either. But the people who say they're going to defend their country should have respect for being selfless and of service to others. Even if it's not a service you ask for or agree with, you should still love people no matter what they choose to do for their profession. So anyway, that is just weird. So weird. All right. Here's a fun one. A coin was removed from a man's nose. after being stuck for more than 50 years. The 59-year-old Russian man was aged 6 years old when he wedged the money into his right nostril. This is not how you save for a rainy day, people. Oh, this just hurts. It's gross. I can't even. I'm gonna throw up. This is too disgusting. They show it. I just don't. It's like all rusty and crusty. And why didn't he tell his mom? 53 years ago, Ma, I need to go to the doctor. Oh my God, why? World's first Star Wars inspired lightsaber earns the Guinness record, according to UPI.com in their odd news section. We've changed websites. I don't want to see gross things anymore. Well, that was frankly the end of the odd news stories for now from Metro. Okay, Australian suburb is covered in hairy panic. Hairy panic tumbleweeds. Oh no. I guess that's... okay, we're going to go because I need to know why they're calling it hairy panic. Hairy. Hairy panic. Now, do you guys know what a tumbleweed is? A tumbleweed is a plant that grows as big as it possibly can during the rainy season in the desert, and then it gets quickly dried out, and it snaps off at the base, and it rolls and it rolls, and it tumbles through the desert. I remember the first time my kids... Speaking of kids, my kid just came home, and I need to get the kitty into the bathroom. I'm sorry, baby girl. Nope. We don't want you running out. The cat's in the bathroom. Okay, here we go. Real live action excitement. Okay, so tumbleweeds can be quite dangerous. And so we're going to read this story on the hairy tumbleweeds. So the first time my children encountered tumbleweeds, we were somewhere in California. We stopped off for a coffee and a little bit of breakfast early in the morning. We were traveling, I think, back from seeing my mom. And these tumbleweeds started out of nowhere, like a gang of tumbleweeds. Started rolling our way, and my kids started gathering them up and putting them in the car and naming them. Tumbleweeds are adorable, but I have seen 6 to almost, probably actually, it was almost like an 8-foot tumbleweed once. And it chased a woman down the street. She was wearing high heels and a nice business suit. And I wish cell phones and YouTube, even TikTok, had existed back then, because that would have gone viral for sure, because tumbleweeds are hilarious, also extremely dangerous. So let's see what's going on over in Australia with their hairy panic tumbleweeds. An Australian town is undergoing massive cleanup operation after recent winds brought so many tumbleweeds into the area that people reported being trapped in their homes. Oh my God. You know, this can happen too. They will gang up on each other, like they roll up on each other like snow, and you get tumbleweed drifts. It can be very dangerous. It's hilarious. But an influx of tumbleweeds, I guess, in Australia is known as a hairy panic. And it took place this weekend in a northwest suburb of Melbourne called Hillside. Claire Piggott said that the tumbleweeds that covered her yard were up to 14 feet high. Oh my God. They grow tumbleweeds huge in Australia. She said that her family spent an entire day cleaning up the grass, only to find their home buried again the following day. Neighbors said that they do believe the tumbleweeds came in from an unmaintained property near the suburb. They said the local council had refused to help residents clean up the mess. Well, I guess it happened to have been a perfect storm, no pun intended, because the weather reports had warned residents of winds reaching up to 68 miles per hour during the weekend. So that's what caused the hairy panic. in Australia. I just had to read. Normally I don't read the articles, but that was just too crazy. So upi.com, if you want to read the odd news, just look up upi.com odd news and you'll find it. So let's see, what are some of the other headlines? There was a long-lost Jacob Jordan's painting found hanging in a municipal office. That's kind of funny. And a raccoon was rescued from a building ledge in New York. I mean, ever since the whole pandemic thing and people are staying home and there's a lot less humans out, the animals from the forests and woodland areas and other parts of nature have encroached upon, where we used to be, and they're kind of inspecting. What do we do? Well, this is a cool building. Let's climb up here. Oh, wow. Did you see this? I kind of like that. Well, I guess the latest thing is a raccoon that had to be rescued from a building ledge. See, we have got to watch out for them now because they don't know not to do things, I guess. Climb up on building ledges. There was a dog that was rescued from a roof, speaking of ledges, in an abandoned school in Michigan. Aw, poor thing. There's a little picture, so scared. Festive deer was rescued from a holiday light entanglement in Colorado. Oh my God, he is really, really messed up. If you want to check out this picture, upi.com, he's got a massive, it's like he couldn't get the knots out either. He was just trying to help. Someone put their lights up on their house, I guess. There was a loose pig rescued while running loose in Philadelphia. Well, at least he was rescued. A man breaks a Guinness Book of World's Record with a 32.1-inch tower of tortillas. Yeah, that's okay. Almost 3 feet tall. 32 inches. He just stacked them. That's all. Nothing more to see here, folks. Humpback whale makes surprise visit to New York City. I've always wanted to see the Big Apple. Wow. I hope it got out. I'm not going to read the article. If you want to read it, upi.com. China recommends flight attendants wear diapers. I don't think I want to know why. We're going to wonder, and that's it. Speaking of wondering or wandering, a wandering macaw parrot was captured in Arizona. Well, this is why people should not have parrots as pets. I never thought that. I kind of thought that, but I kind of thought, yeah, but they're cute. I don't know. I just kind of justified it until I first saw macaws flying through the wild across the Amazon River from Colombia to Peru, and they landed on a roof in Peru as my boat was landing. I had to go check in with the Peruvian government before sneaking back across the river to go stay another week in Colombia. I couldn't say goodbye. Colombia is such a beautiful country. But then I lived in Peru for, over a year. But yeah, when the first time I saw a macaw parrot, and it kind of waved its wing at me and whatever they do, I can't make a macaw sound, but it kind of said hello to me, and I thought, well, that was strange. They're wild parrots, and I asked the guys, is this your parrot? And they're like, no, they're wild. They're wild animals. I'm like, I think they deserve to be kept that way. Anyway, and this is why, because they wander. Now this one is in Arizona. It gets cold there. He couldn't have survived through the winter. I'm glad they caught him. Portable toilets sing Christmas carols in a festive display. Well, you know what? I guess that's how you say goodbye to a shitty year. That started with everybody having a toilet paper panic. I just can't even. Some of these news stories. Message in a bottle travels 2,000 miles from Canada to Scotland. That's pretty interesting. Let's see what it says. I'm a sucker for a good story about a message in a bottle. A Scottish couple said they were shocked when a plastic bottle that their dog found at the beach turned out to be a message in a bottle that had traveled 2,000 miles from Canada. Sharon and Michael Cox said they were walking on, I can't say this word, Traias Beach on the Isle of Barra when their dog Louie grabbed a plastic bottle out of the surf. The couple opened the bottle and discovered a handwritten note that was dropped into the ocean off the coast of Newfoundland in Canada. The message reads, "Hi, my name is Kaya, and my uncle Kurt is writing this letter hoping that somebody will pick it up and see how far it travels. This is the latitude and longitude where he will drop this bottle from a fishing boat. I live in a small community named Reefs Harbor on the northern peninsula of Newfoundland, Canada." So the couple said Kayla's family got in touch. See, why does it say Kaya and then this is Kayla? Anyway, typo. Got in touch after seeing their post about the discovery on social media. The young lady's grandma, who is a community nurse in the area of Reefs Harbor, contacted me, Sharon Cox told the Press and Journal. She thanked me for sharing the post and told me how Kaya, I guess is her name, is very excited to know that I found the letter. So we'll be writing to the address given on the back of the letter, putting together a wee gift box from Barra, enclosing some notes from Barra school children to send back. To Kaya. Okay, that one just broke me. That's so sweet. That is super sweet. Okay. A search for lizard food leads to a $200,000 lottery prize. I guess it would not have led to that if she didn't have ADHD. Did you have lizard food? No. That's all you needed to do. You didn't need to stop in and pick your lottery numbers. I'm glad for her, though. $200,000, good for her. Dumped ducks rescued from New York City Park. Oh, so people just threw the ducks in thinking they're going to, call a zoo, ask for advice if you have an animal you don't want to keep, because sometimes they don't survive in the wild. Valuable painting left behind at an airport was found in the paper recycling. Ooh, I don't like to see it. It has 2 stories of art. I guess that's the theme tonight, is art. Secret Santa pays off $65,000 worth of layaway items at Walmart. Oh my God, can you imagine? You have $65,000 worth of layaway items at Walmart. You're hoping this will be the year I'll win the lottery. My niece will get that sweater. I hope it still fits. Ooh. All right. Magazine returned to Manitoba Library after it was 45 years overdue. Oh, wow. A magazine. I don't even think in the United States they allow us to check out magazines from libraries. But Manitoba, being a part of Canada, and Canadians being particularly nice, at least that's what reputation Canada has. Wow. And it looks like it's a car magazine. Car and Craft, it says. A lost cat, a little black kitty cat. Lost cat was found 1 year later, 75 miles away. That's crazy. A sentence spelled out by balloons breaks a Guinness Book of World Records. It says in balloons, success has nothing to do with luck. It is a matter of consistency. I'm sure we could come up with a longer sentence for next year if you want to break that record. A metal detecting club finds lost wedding ring at Florida Beach. That's pretty cool. And a man buys 160 tickets for one lottery drawing and he wins. How many times do you think he won? Oh my God, you guys, he won 160 times. Oh, talk about luck. What luck? Wow. He had a feeling about some numbers he copied down from a TV show, and this led him to buying 160 tickets for one single lottery drawing, and he won $800,000. And congratulations to Kwame Cross. $800,000 in the pick 4. That in the Virginia lottery. Good for you. Good for you. Well, that's it for now. Thank you guys for listening to the show. I hope you had a wonderful year listening to Metaphysical Soul Speak, the podcast. Write to me during the break, and I'll be back next season, mid-January. So don't forget to look for me around the 11th of January, if not the 18th. I don't know which yet. Anyway, I love you guys. Be well. I'm signing off with peace and joy and the high vibes of the Holy Fifth Dimension. Merry Christmas. And it cut me off. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and just Happy December to my atheist friends and listeners. And Merry and Happy New Year. And that's all she wrote for 2020, Metaphysical Soul Speak, the podcast. May your wishes come true. You get everything you want this year. And hopefully in a month, we'll all be back to a lot more modicum of normal, whatever the hell that is. Hopefully 2021 will bring us some great sweeping changes. Again, don't hesitate to write me during the break. If you wish to get in touch with me, I will still be available at mermaidgirl888 on Instagram. Or you could write me at mermaidgirl888@gmail.com. All right, that's it. I'm signing off with peace and joy and the high vibes of the Holy Fifth Dimension. Till next time, guys. Peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.